Good morning and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You know, I love getting your day started off on the right foot. And to help with that, I use an inspiring quote. And today's is going to challenge you in the best way possible. To see things in the seed, that is genius. Wow. You know, in this world, you can see throughout the Bible, things are set up for seed time and for harvest. For things to grow, it has to start small, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it produces seeds of its own, and it perpetuates itself. It keeps living, it keeps thriving, it keeps moving, it keeps going. But it all started with something small. I'm reminded of that every time I eat a pecan. It's like, this is a potential pecan tree that I'm eating right now. But you know, we can use it to our advantage when we do the little things in our lives. Maybe the quiet time with the Lord. Maybe the quick Bible study. Maybe the minute-long devotional. Sure, it doesn't seem big in the grand scheme of things, but what does that little time do? Well, it gets you thinking. It gets you really seeing how to apply that Bible to your life. And it's those little moments that start growing you bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, last time I saw somebody walk into a gym who was skinny as a beanpole and walk out of the gym just ripped like a big muscle builder, you know? I've never seen that before at all. It took a process. It took the little things. It took little steps along the way to build those muscles to where they're huge and strong. And yeah, these bodybuilders, they have some massive muscles, right? But it's not from one trip to the gym. No, it's from multiple trips to the gym over time. So I want you to think about that today in your own personal development, whether that's in your spiritual development with your Heavenly Father as you engage in relationship more with Him and you grow more in Him, or maybe you can apply it to your professional life. As you start studying the small things for that next opportunity, that next position, you start to understand a little more of what that entails, and you can fill that role more easily because you're already doing the work. So I want you to see things in the seed. I want you to see the potential in the small stuff because it's amazing how it all works out. Hey, I hope that encourages you today. You know what? Today's going to be the best day ever. That is until tomorrow, because tomorrow will be the best tomorrow ever. Okay? So stick around right here. I got some great music to lift your mood as well and get you in the right headspace to go out there and crush this day. Let's do it. So pets bring a lot of joy to our lives, but you've got to select wisely when you choose a pet. Just yesterday, my wife was showing me photos of our dog Max on Facebook from years gone by, and it makes me miss him every time I see those pictures. And we were talking, and she said, you know, I don't think any pet could ever fill his shoes. I said, nor should they. He will always be our boy. And that's the hardest thing about having a pet is, you know, their lifespan is not nearly as long as yours. So you're going to have to say goodbye at some point. And it is so hard. Well, I want to tell you about a pet that is outliving that projected lifespan in a big way. And you're going to be surprised what exactly it is. Stick around, and I'll share it with you after this. Peanut is the adorable little pet that brings so much joy to Marcy's life, and she's been doing it for a while now. But what kind of animal is Peanut? Well, let's talk about that for a second. When you're talking about pets, you got to choose wisely because life expectancy is huge. Do you want your child to grow up with a pet? Well, you've got to select the right kind to make sure they don't have to experience that devastating loss during their childhood, right? So if you do it strategically, that pet will be in the house the entire time until that kid moves off to college, and that is awesome, right? So what kind of pet would you want for the long haul? Well, of course, you've got some of those birds. Did you know that a large parrot can live 50 years? Cockatoos, 65 years? Wow. Cockatiels, 16 to 25 years, but maybe you're not a bird person. Well, maybe you're a fish person. You know, I love fish. I wish I could pet them. I wish they could be a little more involved, you know? But neon tetra live for only 5 years, while koi live for 25 to 35 years. But let's face it, we have normal things here in our country, right? When it comes to pets, usually it's a dog or a cat. And those dogs, well, they can live 13 years. Those cats can live up to 18, 20 years. It just depends on the breed and how well they're taken care of, right? Well, let's get back to Peanut here, because Peanut does have feathers, but she's not a parrot. No. She's a chicken. And guess what? Peanut is 21 years old. 21! Wow, crazy, right? Yeah, so Marcy raised Peanut in her home for the first several months of her life, all the way back in 2001, or right around there, and 2002 actually. And now she's 21 years old, and she is registered as Guinness Book of World Records oldest living chicken. So it's so cool. But you see, Peanut doesn't live outside with the other chickens anymore because Marcy brought Peanut and her daughter Millie back into the house. They have their own little coop in the living room in that little picture window, and they rule the roost, let me tell you, because they hold their own around the house cats. So an indoor chicken or two for Marcy, who loves these pets just unconditionally. And she says, yeah, if Peanut doesn't have her blueberry yogurt in the morning, well, she lets me know about it. And these chickens are spoiled, and they're loved, and they love to cuddle. So who would have known you could cuddle up with a chicken? So cool. I just had to share it with you. So I don't know, maybe a chicken could be a good option for a pet. Now, keep in mind that chickens usually don't last that long. In fact, that average lifespan is way less than that, usually 5 to 10 years. But Peanut is the exception, and she's well taken care of. So I just had to tell you about it. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Really means a lot that you're here with me. And hopefully that story put a smile on your face.
I think it's crazy that you don't realize your impact on others. It is far bigger than you will ever know. Someone still laughs when they think of something funny you said. Someone still smiles when they think of that compliment you gave them. Someone silently admires you. Someone wishes they could persevere through difficult situations the way that you do. The advice you have given has made an impact on people. Your inputs and opinions have made people think twice. You're not insignificant, and your existence makes a positive impact whether you see that or not.
Your word of life today comes to you from John chapter 15, verse 12. In the New Living Translation of the Bible, Jesus said, "This is my commandment. Love each other in the same way I have loved you." Think about that for a second. How much did Christ love us? He gave it all for us. So how are we supposed to love others? Wow, with everything. I know it can be a challenge sometimes, but I know we can rise to it. Hey, why don't you share that word of life and tell somebody what it means to you? We've got it ready for you right now across all of our socials: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok, and it's always at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. Speaking of our website, you can go there and click that On Now button to listen to us whenever you're away from your radio or outside of our listening area. It's really easy. Yeah, and right now we've got listeners in Helsinki, Finland. And we got Joel Modest hanging out with us right now down in Palm Coast, Florida. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, Joel. And whether you're listening to us on the stream or the radio, I just want to make sure you understand we're thankful for you. You're the reason why we're here. For 28 years now, celebrating 28 years this month of sharing some really good news with this big world. Thanks for being a part of our story. Came across this graphic, made me chuckle a little bit, so I thought I'd share it with you. Mike says this over on the socials: "I'm an adult and I can eat whatever I want, whenever I want, and I wish someone would take this power from me." Yeah, those choices, they can cause some problems from time to time. But you know what? We have some really picky eaters in the car right now waiting to get into school, and I wanted to talk about what this parent did. They updated the food pyramid to be a more accurate depiction of what their children are willing to eat. And on the very bottom that makes up the base of this pyramid, goldfish crackers. Oh yeah. And then just above that, a nice barrier of butter. My daughter Grace If I just gave her a stick of butter, she'd probably just take a bite out of it. She loves it that much. On top of that, we got ranch, we got some ketchup, we got chicken fingers. They have to be in there. And the structure of the pyramid is made up of cheese, string cheese. And in the very top, we've got some gummies. So there you go. Those are all of the products of the food pyramid for his kid anyway. I wonder what your food pyramid would look like for your kid. Yeah? Well, tell you what, if it involves some cupcakes or cookies or maybe a Frosty, they're in luck because I'm giving away some gift cards. After this, it's Austin French and Good Feeling. The car line competition is coming up. Are you going to win? I sure hope so. We'll find out soon. Ahem. You know how this works, right? Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Give me the horn. What happened? Give me the horn. There we go. Now let's crank that engine up a little. Come on. Everything's slow this morning. I don't know what the deal is. Now we can start the music so I can say, hey, everybody, it's time to play the car line competition. Yeah, it's your chance to win some gift cards. So I wonder if you have what it takes to win 3. 1 to Wendy's for a Frosty, 1 to Albertville Home Bakery for a couple cupcakes or cookies, your choice, and 1 to the Caring Heart Thrift Store in Arab. Well, we're about to ask the question, but my wife, Cassie, just called me up and told me some good news, said something about scooters and teachers. Yeah, they're doing like a Teacher Appreciation Day today, giving away free coffee to teachers. What? So I thought I'd put you on to that. Just wanted to let you know, Scooter's Coffee. All right, here we go. Here is your first question for the car line competition to land you some free gift cards. Goats are often called Billy and Nanny, but what are the male and female official terms? Are they buck and doe, ibex and vixen, Tom and Jenny, or stag and mare? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Here's the question one more time. Goats are often called Billy and Nanny goats, but what are their male and female official terms? Is it A, buck and doe, B, ibex and vixen, C, Tom and Jenny, or D, stag and mare? 256-505-0885 is a number to call. Waiting on your call right now. Who am I going to give these gift cards to? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Waiting on your call right now. Good morning.
Good morning,
Hey, who am I talking to?
Evelyn.
Evelyn Hodges. How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good. Are you looking forward to school?
Not really.
Oh, no. Why not?
Just because.
I got you. Well, let's see if we can brighten your day a little bit. Maybe I can give you some gift cards here. Now, when you think of a goat, well, first, what sound does a goat make?
I can't make one noise.
You can't make the noise?
No.
Come on, try it for me. I'll do it and then you do it, okay? So here's mine. All right, do yours.
I can't do it.
Oh, okay, all right, I won't make you. Here's the question. Goats are often called Billy and Nanny goats, but what are their male and female official terms? Is it buck and doe, ibex and vixen, Tom and Jenny, or stag and mare?
Buck and doe.
Oh, Evelyn, you know what? You're right. Congratulations to you. You just won 3 gift cards. What do you think about that?
I'm happy.
I'm happy about it too. Now, what's going to make me even happier is finding out what 2 people are going to be getting some gift cards from you today.
My friend Addie and my friend Evie.
Cool. Tell me something special about each one of those friends.
They're just my friends.
All right. They make your life a little bit better?
Yes.
I'm so glad to hear it. All right. Well, thank you for sharing the love. And I'm going to get these gift cards sent your way. Sound good?
Sound good.
All right. Very good. I hope that you do have an unexpectedly amazing day at school. And I hope it makes you so happy you can't stand yourself. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Have a great day. Talk to you later.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
So much fun. Evelyn, thanks for calling. I always love talking to you. So 3 gift cards have been given away already. Can I give away 3 more? Well, we're about to find out. Got this question for you. Listen very carefully. This is a math question when it comes to those shapes. Yeah, geometry. So here we go. Here's the question. How many sides does a parallelogram have? 4, 7, 3, or 12? 256-505-0885 is the number to call, and I got my caller already. Wow, y'all are quick on the draw. Stay right there for me, and I will start the song and get your answer. Here's Micah Tyler with Praise the Lord. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. Glad to hear it. So are you looking forward to school today?
No.
No. The school year basically just started, and just this morning I've got 2 kids says, no, I don't want to go to school today. Sometimes I didn't want to go to school either, but maybe we can make your day a little bit better. Maybe we can give you some gift cards and put a smile on your face. You want to try?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do this thing. How many sides does a parallelogram have? 4, 7, 3, or 12?
4.
4. Is that your absolute final answer?
Yes, sir.
Very good. You should be confident because that's the correct answer. Congratulations to you. You just won 3. Yeah, man. Let it go. Let it out. Come on. I want to hear it.
Woohoo.
Thank you. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. All right. So I wonder if you could tell me about a couple people that are going to be very happy that they're friends with you today because you're going to give them a gift card. Who are they? And why do you love them?
Well, I'll actually shout out my 2 people, but I would like to roll the cards over.
Oh, cool. Okay. Wow. Such a big heart you have. All right, let's hear those shout outs.
I really like one of my friends, Boone Perry, because him and his family always invite me on really cool trips. He treats me really well, and he's a nice friend to have.
Awesome. And who's that second person?
My best friend, Chris, me and him, he's one of my friends that if I want to hang out and chill, that's one of my friends to go and hang out with. Because we'll just play video games or we'll play outside or we'll do something together. But he lives down the street so I can just walk to his house.
Oh, that's perfect. Wow. Great friends make life a little more fun. And thank you so much for sharing the love. And hey, remind us all your name.
Chance.
Chance, that's right. I knew that voice. Well, Chance, I hope you have a great day. And thanks for shouting them out. And we're going to roll these gift cards over. And somebody's going to get 6 gift cards now, thanks to you. So, such a big heart you have, man. Have a great day, okay?
Okay, you too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Chance rolling them over. So somebody's going to have that chance. Ooh, see what I did there? That's a pretty cool name. Of getting 6 gift cards instead of just 3. So I guess we need to get on it because I got some weather and word of life coming up. I need to hit soon, but I got to get this question out there first. What is the home of an otter called? Is it a lair, a holt, an ott, or a couch? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Again, what's the home of an otter called? Is it an A, lair, B, holt, C, ott, or D, couch? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Waiting on your call right now. In the meantime, here are Toby Mack and Zach Williams. 88.5 JFM. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing okay. What's your name?
Toby.
Very cool. All right, what you up to today?
Not much. Heading to school.
Heading to school. What grade you in?
10th.
10th grade. What school?
Discipleship Christian Academy.
Oh, very nice. Now, let me ask you a question. I've asked 2 other kids this morning. Maybe you'll have a different answer. Are you looking forward to school today?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yay! I got one who wants to go to school. The other 2 have said, no, we don't want to go to school today. All right. Well, hey, let's see if we can make your day a little more fun right here at the beginning of it. I got a question for you. It's all about otters. Do you like animals?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I do too. I love the really weird ones, the quirky ones. But here's a question I have for you. What is the home of an otter called? Is it a lair, a holt, an ott, or a couch?
I think it's a holt.
A holt. Is that your final answer?
Yes, sir.
All right, then you are correct. Congratulations to you. You just won not 3, but 6 gift cards because, you see, Chance just rolled his over. So, Toby, you just won 6. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel pretty good.
Very good. All right, so I want to know about 2 people in your life that really mean a lot to you. You can share the love with them here on the radio. Who are they?
My mom. She always helps me with anything I ask for. You know, sometimes I might have trouble with her and not listening or anything, but you know, she helps me even when I'm not there. You know.
I got
and
you.
My dad. No, cool. he does the same thing.
Aw, good stuff, man. Sounds like you got some amazing parents. Well, thanks for sharing the love here on the radio. Toby, why do you like listening to this radio station?
Well, whenever you're down and just not like feeling good, you know, I like to turn to 88.5 and just, you know, kind of like feel like motivated for the day.
Awesome. Thank you so much for listening. Well, I will get these gift cards set your way, all 6 of them. And is Mom or Dad in the car?
Yes, sir.
Can I talk with one of them?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hey, Mom, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. What did you think about Kobe shouting you out on the radio?
Oh, I thought that was awesome. That's my second kid to do that.
Oh, so sweet. I love when that happens. It's a magical moment, and I just had to get your take on it. I guess you kind of like that guy, don't you?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes, I got you.
Well, he's 16. You know how it is.
Yeah, I totally do. I've been there before. Well, all right then. Well, I just wanted to talk with you for a second and see how that made you feel. So, y'all have a wonderful day, and we'll talk with you soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
And that's going to wrap up today's car line competition. It was a blast, wasn't it? Oh, so much fun. We'll do it again tomorrow, starting at 7 o'clock. But hey, we've got a lot of fun left to have throughout this show. So we got like, what, 8, 9, 10, 2.5 hours. Sorry, I had to do finger math there for a second. 2.5 hours left. What are we going to talk about? Stick around. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Now your word of life. Today from John, chapter 15, verse 12, in the New Living Translation of the Bible. This is my commandment. Love each other in the same way I have loved you. Think about that for a second. From the mouth of Jesus, that command, how are we supposed to love other people? Well, it's simple. With everything. So I know it's a challenge sometimes. Sometimes people rub you the wrong way. But you know what? We can still love them. Love them through it. Love them in spite of it. I know it's hard, but we can. So can you take that challenge today? And hey, can you take one more challenge? Can you share that word of life with somebody? I would be so honored if you would. In fact, we make it so easy for you to do that because we put it up on all of our socials: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. And of course, it's always at the top of our website. You can find it in photo and video form across our socials. So go on over there, share it today. Hey, I want to shout some people out real quick. I love geeking out over this streaming map. So let me tell you who's listening to us right now. Of course, our friends in Helsinki, Finland. They're always on. Thank you for making us part of your day. Plus, Joel Modis down in Palm Coast, Florida, just getting off of some vacation time, some time spent with the family. He filled us in on that yesterday. And yeah, I'm looking forward to some photos on his Facebook page from all that. Plus, we got some people listening to us right now down in Southwest Georgia. Not quite down to Columbus, but I'm kind of pinpointing them and where they at. Around Troup County, Georgia? Yeah, I see you listening. Thank you for making us part of your day. Plus, we got Arab and Gunnersville hanging out. I think that might be Savannah Mitchell listening here in Gunnersville. And hey, whether you're listening to us on the stream or the radio, I just want to make sure you understand that you mean a lot to us. In fact, you're the reason why we're here. Now, you're a part of our story of 28 years of reaching this world with some really good news. So thank you for listening. All right, more great music headed your way. I got Big Daddy Weave and Heaven Changes Everything. The #1 song in the nation. It's so good. So this morning on the Carline competition, I was talking with Evelyn, and I had this question about goats. And so I gave her my best goat impression. It's meh, right? And I tried to get her to do it, but she just wasn't having it. I understand that, being put on the spot, making animal noises. Not everybody's up for that, and I'm okay. But then, earlier in the morning, I told you about a chicken whose name is Peanut. She was hatched all the way back in 2002, and guess what? She is 21 years old right now. Yep, she doesn't live out in the coop either. She lives inside the house. She's a very cuddly bird. So that was a fun story. Now I've got another fun story for you. Only in Alabama. This one hits close to home. Literally for me, because I got a video sent to me by my wife a little earlier this morning, and they were outside in our front yard. And what you don't know about our neighbor Blake across the street from us is he's raising something back there. It's not a chicken. It's a little bit of a bigger bird, and he does this like every year. And it's kind of fun to have these critters around. But here, take a listen to what Grace and Cassie were up to this morning before they left for school.
I'm literally about to talk to the turkeys that our neighbor across the street has. Did you hear it? Just a kid.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Yep, we can go outside any time of the day or night and sound like a turkey and get a call back from turkeys that live in the backyard of my neighbor Blake's house across the street. Only in Alabama. I had to share that with you. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Right now it's 72 degrees in Boaz, 73 in Arab, it's 74 here in Gunnersville, and 75 in Huntsville. Your forecast is brought to you by Dwayne Green at Green Contracting LLC, specializing in home building and remodeling, and their phone number at Green Contracting is 256-302-0644. Now your word of life. Today from John chapter 15, verse 12, in the New Living Translation of the Bible. This is my commandment. Love each other in the same way I have loved you. Wow, how good that is. Coming from Jesus, who gave everything for us. So how are we supposed to love others? With everything. And sometimes that's hard to do, but it's worth it. Hey, why don't you share that word of life with somebody and tell them what it means to you? It's a great way of sharing your faith. We've got it for you across all of our socials and at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. Well, you ever been solo with the kids? It's like you have no help, and yeah, everything seems like a struggle, right? Maybe that's at the grocery store. Maybe that's at Walmart. Maybe you're traveling alone with your 3 kids. Oh, could you imagine how hectic that would be? Well, one mom lived to tell the tale, and she is so glad that she met an absolute angel as she was getting on the plane. I'll tell you more about the story coming up. Here's a little clip from a famous movie to set the scene for this story. Take a listen to this.
I'm Jenny. I'm Forrest Gump.
From that day on, we was always together. Jenny and me was like peas and carrots. She taught me how to climb.
Move, Forrest, you can do it.
I showed her how to dangle.
Good little monkey.
She helped me learn how to read. And I showed her how to swing.
Such a cool movie. Forrest Gump and Jenny. Oh, they were like peas and carrots, and I love that. Jenny was so helpful to Forrest because Forrest was having a hard time just trying to get around, just trying to live his life because everybody would make fun of him, right? But Jenny, well, she was in his corner. I want to talk to you about another Jenny right now. But first, let me introduce you to Summer. You see, Summer has 3 kids. Yeah, they're all young. One of them, is still a baby. And so this child has to be carried around everywhere. But here's the deal. See, Summer is married, but her husband's in the Navy, and he's like back-to-back deployed. So he's gone all the time. Well, that means that Summer has to do almost everything on her own. Grocery store, all the shopping at any other store, maybe running out for fast food, all those kids in the car at one time. It can be a hassle, right? So a little help goes a long way. And somebody noticed that she could use a little help when she was on her way to Raleigh, North Carolina. Now keep in mind, she's on Southwest Airlines and she's got 3 layovers. This is crazy, right? With these 3 kids in tow by herself.
Jenny came up to me while we were waiting to board the flight, and she was like, hey, I know how it is. I have kids of my own. If you need any help, just let me know.
Yeah, so, I mean, somebody who is a mom knows what it's like having the kids on your own and just, offered to help. But Summer politely said, well, thank you, but I think I've got it. Because, she's used to this. She can do things on her own. So, yeah. Right before they boarded the flight, though, Jenny really wanted to make sure that Summer knew that she was serious about wanting to help.
Jenny, runs down and, grabs the baby from me, and she's, trying to help me with the stroller, too, while she's holding the baby. And she's like, I'll carry the baby onto the flight and bring her to your seat. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So Jenny's already helping out, getting her on the plane. And on Southwest, you don't really have assigned seats. So they were able to just go on. And she said, hey, tell you what, I'll sit in front of you. That way, if any of your kids kick the seat, I won't care. I'm used to stuff like that. So being so nice, so kind, and offering to help with the kids, it really touched Summer's heart. But then something else happened while they're on the flight. Yeah, you see that little baby, the smallest one. Well, evidently something had upset that stomach. And let's just say that things got messy really quick. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Yeah. And Summer was covered in it. It was awful, stinky mess. And that's when Jenny stepped up yet again.
I was just like, and I'm so used, I do everything on my own. He's always gone. And so, I don't want the help. I don't want it. And then I got it and I was like, oh my God, I needed this help. And I didn't realize I needed it. And it took a huge weight off my shoulders.
Yeah. Jenny said, hey, why don't you let me hold the baby? I'll rock her to sleep. You go clean yourself up and you try to get some sleep too. Okay? I got you. And that was so needed. And this just happened over the course of a flight, right? Well, they parted ways and didn't really exchange any information. So Summer really wanted to express her gratitude to Jenny. And so she reached out to a local news company when she landed and told the situation, what all had happened. And through that, they were able to find Jenny and the two were able to reunite. And Summer was able to tell Jenny just how thankful she was. Sometimes we need a little help. And sometimes we don't realize that we need a little help. So I guess the moral of this story is always be willing to help somebody through a tough time. And then the other moral of the story is accept the help. Because sometimes you just really need it. Sure, you could do it by yourself, but it'd be a little easier with another set of hands, wouldn't it? So accept it from time to time and see what happens. You never know. You might build some kind of lasting relationship that is just so beneficial for both of you. A great friend made in the middle of, a really weird situation. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Hey, I love passing along good news. As long as I keep finding these good stories, I'll keep sharing them with you. A big shout out to our listeners right now in Indianapolis, Indiana. Thank you so much for making us part of your day. We're honored that you're here. Here's Matt Maher with Run to the Father, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better. What would happen if you chased your wildest dreams? Yeah? It might actually come true. Well, let me tell you the story about one guy who's living that reality. Right after this, it's Pat Barrett and The Way, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Matt Gaynard, he chased his dream, and guess what happened? He caught it. And now what is he doing? Well, he's kicking. Let me explain what I mean. Matt Gaynard, this guy is a husband. He is a father. He is a military service member, and this guy had a dream of playing for Virginia. Yeah. On the football team for the university. But here's the deal. You see, this guy, right now, he is 34 years old. So he had long thought his dream was over. But let me tell you a little bit of his backstory. You see, he played soccer in high school, right? And after that, he tried out for the Virginia football team in 2009, but he didn't make the cut. Nevertheless, every student has 5 years of eligibility once they step on campus, which for Gaynard began in 2008. Thanks to an NCAA rule, his clock paused in 2011 when he enrolled in active duty in the Marine Corps. He then applied for a waiver. The NCAA denied it, but with the help of the University of Virginia, Gaynard appealed the decision, and it worked. He said, I think one of the greatest things somebody can give is their time. And they put in so much time and effort to make this waiver a possibility. So I can't thank them enough. And he actually kicked in this game for the University of Virginia. I thought this is so cool. He said, I don't know enough about football. I'm still learning, and putting on the pads was one thing. He said, I looked over at one of my teammates and said, okay, so this goes on first? He said, I felt like it was a scene from Little Giants where he holds up the cup. Does this go here? There's only one problem. Yeah, his teammate didn't quite get the reference. That movie was from 1994. That's ancient. What are you talking about, man? Anyway, it's really cool. He said, I think that these players have realized now in the past 3 weeks that I'm just another guy with a little more life experience. At the end of the day, I'm just another guy here to help the team succeed on the field. Yeah, how cool is that? At 34 years old, he is kicking for the University of Virginia. Now, in this particular game where he went out on the field and he kicked, well, they lost the game, but he was so happy to be a part of it. It's a dream come true. So the moral of this story is never give up on your dreams. It's never too late to chase them. You never know. You might just catch them. Well, I wonder if when you see trouble coming your way, do you run away from it or do you run toward it? Well, I'm going to give you a little perspective shift from Kelly K Ministries right after Brandon Heath and See Me Through It that might just get you a little motivated. Stick around.
Can I ask you a question today? Do you run headfirst into the problems, issues, worries, and giants in your life? Or do you look for an escape route when you see them coming? Let me show you something in the Bible that just may change your outlook when it comes to facing the battles in your life. And I'm talking about any type of battle, because every single one of you is in a battle. Whether it's physical, mental, or spiritual, you are in a fight. So check this out. 1 Samuel 17:48 says, as Goliath moved forward to attack, David quickly ran out to meet him. Have you ever paid attention to that before? Because when I read that today, my first thought was, David, why are you in such a big hurry? He ran quickly to meet Goliath as he was coming to attack him? I mean, seriously though, if it was me, I'd have been like, I'm out. I mean, come on, let's be real. How many of you can honestly say you would have responded the way David did? Exactly. That means David obviously knew something that we seem to be missing. Oh, what was it he knew? I'm so glad you asked. He knew he was going to win. You see, you and I turn and run from our issues and giants because of one of two reasons, or in some cases, both. One, we don't feel prepared for the fight. Or two, the thought or fear of what if we lose. But the truth of the matter is, you are prepared for the fight. To face the giants in your life right now, God has already given you all the weapons you need to knock them down. You just don't see it that way. Yeah, but what if I lose? Did you forget? This is a fixed fight. We are fighting a defeated enemy every single day. And the only way you can lose a fixed fight is by not showing up. And that's what's happening when we run away. So don't run away. Whatever the giant may be in your life today, run into that bad boy head first, knowing you've already won. And use the weapons God has already provided you with. What's that you say? You don't have any weapons? Of course you do. Your talents, your character, your personality, all the gifts and abilities God has given you are the weapons you need to take down the giants in your life. I mean, think about David. At first glance, a kid fighting a giant with a slingshot sounds ridiculous, but it wasn't to David. Why? Because that's the weapon he knew. That's the weapon he was trained to use. Look, God gave you your gifts and your abilities because he saw the giants in your life coming before you did. And all this time, he's been preparing you. But what we do is constantly look at everyone else, wishing we had what they have. I wish I could sing like her. I wish I looked like him. I wish I could speak like they do. I wish I was as smart as they are. But the truth is, if you try to fight the giants in your life with anything other than what God gave you, you'll only be defeating yourself. So let me encourage you today. Trust that God has already given you everything you need to face the giants in your life right now. Stop looking at everyone else wishing you had what they have. You have exactly what you need. And don't forget, it's a fixed fight. You're going to win because Jesus already won. Does that mean you won't ever get knocked down? Not at all. But it should be all you need to know to keep you getting back up. Your enemy's been defeated. Jesus overcame it all. So run headfirst into that giant today with full faith that you can't lose. Not because of what you're about to do, but because of what Jesus already did. And think about that for a minute.
If you like that, you should go on over to TikTok and look up Kelly K Ministries. He has such a way of pointing out some real biblical truths. I love it. Again, that's Kelly K Ministries over on TikTok. Yeah, there's some pretty bad stuff that happens in this world. Just watch the news for 5 minutes and you'll find probably 5 different stories about how bad things are. But I'm so glad there's still good things happening out there too. I've got a story to share with you that's going to brighten your smile. It's going to warm your heart. Coming up shortly. Stick around. It was just another normal day until suddenly it wasn't. Tamika and Samaji, well, you see, they were inside, didn't know what was happening outside. Unfortunately, somebody crawled their way into their car and stole it. Here's the deal, though. Tamika is the mom, Samaji is the son, and Samaji has cerebral palsy. And so he relies on a wheelchair to get around. What happened to be in that car when it got stolen? His wheelchair. Highly customized wheelchair, by the way. thousands of dollars worth of medical equipment, right? So they found themselves in a really tough spot. That is until their story was heard by somebody with a huge heart.
It's a huge extension of a person's life with cerebral palsy, so you need to act quickly.
That's Susan Sauer, whose very own daughter Brittany had CP and had a highly specialized wheelchair just like Samaji had. But you see, Brittany lost her battle with CP 6 years ago. But this family, well, they still had her wheelchair. Here's Brittany's dad with that family's decision.
It's kind of hard to let it go because that was Brittany, but at the same time, it was more important for Tamika and her son to have it.
Oh, I even like this because we wanted one of these on the last one. You guys are the best. Just the sentimental part that's coming from that chair. Touch me. This chair got an angel that once used that chair. So I know that it's an angel just guiding just him being in that chair.
It felt amazing. Definitely a mama bear, mom.
What a story. While Brittany is missed, Tamika and Samaji are able to use her chair. And the local hospital is customizing it just for Samaji, so he can finally get around. It's definitely a life changer, and it's a good story. Had to share it with you. Right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Thanks for hanging out with me. God gave you some pretty amazing gifts, abilities, and talents and skills, and you are uniquely equipped to do what you do. I love that He gives us a purpose in this life. You know, sometimes we find ourselves really excited at the beginning of something, and then we work through it, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, this isn't as fun anymore. I mean, work, right? But it doesn't have to be that way. No, not at all. In fact, I came across this guy. He was the first CEO of Netflix, the co-founder of Netflix. His name is Mark Randolph, and I found him over on TikTok talking about his journey, about starting the company, but what he's doing now and why he's so happy that he made the change. And I thought it might just inspire you. Here, take a listen.
I was co-founder of Netflix. I was the first CEO. But deciding to leave? Easiest decision ever. And here's why. In 1997, when we started the company, we had nothing. I mean, we were a startup in every sense of the word. We had no resources. I sat in a folding beach chair that I brought from home. We didn't figure out what our business model was going to be. I mean, we were scrappy, but I loved it. And quite frankly, that's what I'm good at. But by 2002, things were different. We'd had our IPO. We had the resources. We'd figured out that repeatable, scalable business model. And it felt different. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still loved the company, but I slowly realized I no longer love what I'm doing, and quite frankly, I'm not very good at it. I think it's time to go. And I have never looked back, because since leaving Netflix, I've gotten to spend my days doing the things that I love and that I'm good at, which is early stage companies. I started another one. I've had a chance to work with other co-founders on their companies. And after all, what is success if it's not spending your time working on things that you love and that you're good at?
What an insight, right? I mean, you are good at certain things, and he found himself really good at the beginning, but then as things grew, it's like, hey, I'm not great at this. Of course, he could have stuck with it and he could have learned a little more, but it's not what made him happy. It's not what brought him joy. He loves starting things. And so he was able to just quit and move on to something else. And that reminds me of this whole idea of seasons in our life. You know, lots of times we are so against change, but it is so needed to make us bigger, better, stronger. Because, you know, if we do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, we get complacent with it. It loses its value in our lives. I thank God that He's always bringing new things into our lives, right? It keeps us moving. It keeps us growing. And that's something to be thankful for. So I don't know, maybe that spoke to your heart. Maybe it's time for you to start a new project. Maybe it's time for you to find what brings you joy and go for it. But you know, He's with you every step of the way, and He can make you successful in whatever endeavor you choose to go after. So do it and watch what He does in your life. Hey, you've got a purpose here. I just wanted to remind you of it. Now go do it. Here's Christian Paul with Yes, I Am. So how good are you at air guitar? I'm going to tell you coming up how it could actually save you money in the kitchen. I know you're scratching your head like, what are you talking about, Stephen? Just stick with me. I'll tell you all about it shortly. Right now across North Alabama, it's feeling okay. Just a little warm out there. It's 78 right now in Gunnersville, 79 in Scottsboro, 80 right now in Coleman and in Bluntsville. And we love bringing you a word of life every day. Today, it comes to you from the book of John, chapter 15, verse 12, in the New Living Translation of the Bible. This is my commandment. Love each other in the same way I have loved you. Think about that for a second. Coming from Jesus himself, telling us to love each other the same way he loved us. How did he love us? With absolutely everything. That kind of changes the way that you treat people around you, doesn't it? Yeah, we're called to do that. No, not called. We're commanded to do that. So can you rise to the occasion? Can you take that challenge? Yeah, I know you can. We'll do it together, okay? Yeah, why don't you share that word of life with somebody today as well? We've got it ready for you across all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. And of course, it's always at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. And you can go to our website to listen to us whenever you'd like to. We'd love to keep you company all day long. Just click that On Now button, press play, and you are good to go. So I teased this a little while earlier, talking about how air guitar could actually save you money at home. More specifically, in the kitchen. Yeah, I absolutely love this. I love a good life hack, and that's exactly what I found. And a big thank you to Casey for pointing this out. Okay, so you know how when you've got just a little bit of ketchup left in the bottle, one of those plastic bottles, by the way, maybe a Heinz bottle, you know, it's kind of upside down already, so all that ketchup's supposed to go down toward the lid. Well, sometimes it just sticks inside the bottle. So you probably do what most other people do. You kind of take it with the lid closed and you kind of tamp it there on your hand, right? Kind of jolt all that remaining ketchup to the bottom of the bottle, right? So you can squeeze it out. And that does an okay job, but if you really want the full amount, if you want all that ketchup to come down to the bottom, you put that ketchup bottle in your right hand and pretend that you're playing air guitar. You know, one of those 80s rock bands where they got the guitar strapped on them, got their left hand out holding the neck of the guitar, and that right hand, you just start swinging it in full circles all the way around like you are just killing that guitar. And while you do that, the centripetal force that you're creating causes all that ketchup to go toward the cap, and then you've got it, all the ketchup right there, ready for you to squeeze out. You don't have to buy another bottle just yet. Yeah, you know, if you want to go real extreme, you can do this. I don't necessarily recommend it because it doesn't taste as well, but there's always just that little bit of water you put in the bottle, shake it around. You can do it with ketchup, spaghetti sauce. You can do that to stretch things, but maybe try this air guitar method first and get it all out in its concentrated, original form first.
I just wanted to remind you that you're special. That's it. That's it. That's all. You mean something to somebody, whether you want to believe it or not. And I'm not going to argue with you. Argue with yourself to the man.
Before I bid you adieu, I have one more thing for you. One idea to leave you with. It's today's inspiring quote. To see things in the seed, that is genius. And I want to pair that up with Matthew 13:31. Here's another illustration Jesus used. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed planted in a field. It's the smallest of all seeds, but it becomes the largest of garden plants. It grows into a tree, and birds come and make nests in its branches. The seed might be small, but man, does it produce big things. Let that encourage you today.